Yeah, Plies, he know how to
DJ
tap
Khaled,
in
I
his
don't think he
phase.
ever fell off.
No, I just think he maybe had to readjust to the times when the internet came about. But I don't think he fell off like Plies. It was like top of the world to like nigga, you out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
DJ Khaled really never. He always had friends and affiliates where he can lean on.
And
like when he came to Cash Money.
Like, the fuck? That was it. That was 10 years right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that record crazy, man. But that kind of go right into the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, man.
Oh God.
How we feel about that? Is that one of the ones we gonna look back and be like, yo, this mug kind of shaped the era we in right now?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I was worried about like black films. You know what I mean? Like 90s, early 2000s, they came out with like solid black films. You know what I mean?
You was worried in like what 2020
that we
when black
weren't
films look
producing.
like?
Like our shit was corny. Like it was getting corny. Like it wasn't. I mean, tell me something that's like really. My bad, Jolly Rancher. It's making me happy.
No God.
But like, tell me something that's really, you know what I'm saying, killing. Like, Great Debaters was great. That's one of my
Straight
favorites.
Outta Compton was
Great
great.
Debaters. Straight Outta Compton.
Raid
that
was
was
great.
Straight Outta Compton.
Get Out was
Raid
polarizing.
great.
Yeah, but who was in it?
I mean, I could
Right,
go on
you
and
know what
on.
I'm saying?
For real.
Like,
Jordan Peele behind
But
the
those
camera.
was out of like every so often. Like I feel like in the 90s, like we was taking over when it came to film. You know what I mean? And I feel like now we have a solid group of like 10 people, 10 actors that can take.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Take on.
So you basically like when you saying that like we was kind of missing. You looking at like 2010 to 2019.
Yeah, exactly. But
Kinda
see,
was empty.
they just put out like what's the girl that made Insecure? Come on.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae, when she came out with Photograph, I thought Photograph was like they were trying to shoot towards a Love Jones. You know what I mean?
I ain't
like
even watched that.
vibe
That
to
movie ain't for me though. Did you like
It
it?
was more of a
Yeah, I
time
like it.
traveler type of thing.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
It was
Photograph
like a time
great.
traveler.
It's great, but I think people thought it was going to be more like a
that.
Love Jones,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was something else.
And
Yeah.
Lakeith was in that
It
too,
was
right?
Yeah, he was
Yes,
in
it
that. But
was
see what I'm saying?
it was
Like them
actually-
actors,
Oh,
like
Lakeith,
It
he's
was actually
he's
a great
phenomenal.
movie, but it wasn't what
people expected.
people thought it was going to be,
Right.
so they didn't champion it like I thought they did.
Yeah, I felt like going into it had like a big hype, but once it kind of came, it was just that was it.
Yeah,
But I didn't see it though. I can't really even speak on it too much.
Yeah.
Stop looking for
I
Love
think they gonna
Jones,
try to.
'cause Love Jones was Love Jones.
Man, people looking for Love Jones. Though.
People
Love
compare
Jones.
though, like when you
And it's not even like that, but they're just looking for something that's impactful. And the crazy thing is, people don't understand that Love Jones at the time was not impactful. It just aged well.
Yeah, it aged very well. A lot of our like cult classics were kind of initially flops.
That's why they call cult classics.
Like the biggest one was Baby Boy. Baby Boy flopped
I
at the
didn't know
box
that.
office,
I didn't know
but
that.
you would never know because it's one of the most quotable black
Yeah.
films. It's everywhere you go on BT. It's probably
that's what
playing
I'm saying.
right
Them type of
now.
movies do good on like cable and stuff.
Yeah.
It did really well. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Later, not initially.
But I think this is gonna be, especially, it came at the right time though. You know what I mean?
Judas.
Oh, it came.
Perfect.
You hear me?
It dropped this month, right?
Yes.
Black
It
History
came-
Month. It
So
was
it's
perfect
on
time.
They did that
HBO Max
strategically.
and in theaters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was cool with seeing that one at the crib. That movie I ain't really need to see in the movie
So
theater.
did y'all know a lot about Fred Hampton before this movie?
You know why I did? Chicago 7. That's why I knew about him.
I really didn't know much about it.
Did you watch Chicago 7?
He was very young.
I didn't know he
when
was that
assassinated.
young. 21?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Fuck that. How powerful to be that in tune.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
At
crazy. To be
21?
that informed.
You know
bro.
what I was doing at fucking 21?
Martin Luther King was only 39.
When he died.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They was taking
a
out
lot of
young
these
brothers.
cats was very, very
young brothers.
They wasn't old, like
But they had
Tupac,
to mature
25,
like that.
Biggie, 24. They were young.
And
When
look how
I think
they
about what I
moved.
was doing at those ages, I wouldn't have been nothing.
That wasn't even on my palette of interest.
It
Yeah.
was
You
not.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And that's why I said what I said.
maybe that
earlier.
time,
That's
maybe
why
those
these
times
movies
though.
Are important.
But Jay-Z is like a nigga like us because he in the mature. So he was,
So he was
he
over
was like
there.
30.
Well, because in Big Pimpin' he said,
So I don't feel that bad.
look, in Big Pimpin' he said, not for nothing, never happened, I'll be forever back. And now he totally different.
Go.
He telling you how to
You
flip
hear me?
hands, how to flip
Yeah.
houses, how to stay faithful to
Crazy.
your wife, apologize after you
Crazy.
cheat. He doing all that.
But that's more practical. I actually like something like that because you seeing somebody grow into something
that's dope.
from where they were to where they is now.
That's probably why niggas die early too, because they just hit that. You know what I mean? And they not able. I'm not saying it like in an ignorant way.
What you mean, like the Pox, the Fred Hammond?
Just because you got to think about it.
Fred
You being
Hammond.
so, because at that place, we're all about passion and fighting. Yeah. That's why they always say get the young brothers, because they gonna go crazy and go to the front line and kill themselves and not realize that life is worth more. That's a real thing, because at that moment when we're young, it's passion. We're full of passion, but we're not so in control of our emotions. That's all I'm saying. Fred Hampton, he was so about niggas gonna have a kid, et cetera, et cetera. Like, he could have been so much more strategic, but now that I understand that he was only 21, it makes sense for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Same thing as Tupac and Biggie. You know what I mean? Them niggas was young. They were kids, bro.
25 and 24.
Had a whole bunch of zeal, but wasn't the most calculated. But the
they
zeal
looked so fucking old.
Yeah, how they
People
depicted.
from back in the day kind of had an older look. Now,
that's what I'm about to say. That dude in the video didn't have a young look. I thought he was about at least 30.
Exactly, bro.
I don't know if that's how Fred Hammond, how close he looked, but
they showed him at the end of how he actually looked, and then I was like, damn.
I know they showed the real Bill O'Neal, but I ain't seen.
You gotta wait till the end.
But look at Holly Berry. She's in her 50s now. 50 people in their 50s back in the day didn't look like how Holly looks now.
So maybe they feed him something different, huh?
Oh, the food definitely probably contributes.
For real,
oh yeah, I mean, people take care of themselves way differently than probably people back in that era, dog.
They didn't know how to take care of themselves, probably.
Tupac looked like he was about 35.
I'm sorry, he sounded like he was 35.
Mama, please.
That nigga a mile away.
Hey, can I say this though? I have yet to see Tupac being played in a movie correctly. I just haven't seen it.
I think they have the right actor. I think he was
a great actor.
He looked like him, but he wasn't.
Sound like
he wasn't. Nah, he ain't sound like him.
Same with Martin. I haven't really liked too many Martin Luther King movies, but I have seen Malcolm X be portrayed greatly by Denzel Washington, an actor that's actually from St. Louis. His name is Jason Little. He killed it as Malcolm X.
Jamie as Ray Charles.
Yeah, Jamie as Ray Charles. I've seen.
That was the best one.
Lawrence Fishburne is like Turner.
Him and Denzel Washington definitely got a battle.
Oh, they got a battle. When you talking about biopics, oh yeah,
it's between.
Yeah,
I'm definitely putting Ray.
You got to see Jason Little play Malcolm X. Great. He played him in the meeting, and then he's gonna play him in an upcoming film by Mia Bible called Honorable. He kills it every single time he plays Malcolm X. Great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up. No, that movie was dope. Typically, a movie like Judas and the Black Messiah, it ain't gonna hold me, like, cause I think that movie is like 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's quite. Did it piss me off? Some of the messaging and some of the stuff I wasn't so informed on definitely provoked feelings for sure.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like when they came in the crib and they was just shooting up everybody in that mug and it was just like. I mean, especially Lakeith always plays somebody where it makes ill feelings towards his character come out. Yeah. And but he do such a good job that I think that's the intention.
Great actor.
That's the intention.
I ain't get mad at him until the end, for real.
What you mean when he slipped in that pill?
Yeah, that pissed me. I thought at least, man.
You thought he was doing for survival.
Just gonna change, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. Because there was one time they was in church. I don't know if I'm telling the story, but when he was in church and he was looking at the dude and he started, quoting everying that Fred started saying.
Non-spoilers.
Oh yeah, you talking about and the white dude was in the stands looking at him?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, maybe he finna go ahead and be like, I'm with my brothers now, you know what I mean? Because he starts staring, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going.
Right.
You know what I mean? But instead,
Yeah, I think.
But that's good. Conflict was a good. He played his part. He did.
He played his part. Now he did a great job. Like Lakeith always, like I was telling him, like he always on the wrong side of the fence, but he killed a performance. Just like when he was in Get Out, like he was already on that side of the fence where he was a part of that system.
Daniel, I always pronounce his last name wrong. So
I can't say his last
Daniel
name.
K.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
That
nigga,
yeah.
He's from abroad. He's not from America.
Man, he gets me every time.
Literally amazing.
The fact that he gotta drop that London, that UK accent, then pick up like a Chicago.
Like
But that nigga guy. But what that was in, and then they was in the.
That was him?
And then listen, they was in the basketball court, and the dude was rapping and doing the beat. He was.
Oh, I remember. I can't.
And that nigga Daniel was like, oh, okay, rap again.
And he killed it.
He just shot his ass.
Yeah.
I was like, this nigga, that scene.
Yeah, that was crazy.
One of the best scenes ever.
You talking about with Tiffany Haddish?
Yep. Tiffany Haddish.
I forgot the movie title though.
Yeah, I gotta see that again.
I'm talking about that nigga. But tying into the social injustice part, man, I think that was perfect due to the fact of where we at now, and even though I think we're still growing at a slow pace, I do think that the biopics they're choosing to use, the information they're choosing to give out is going to be extremely impactful. You know what I mean?
That movie put a battery in people back for sure.
I think so.
But when he was like, you could kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
Yeah.
I stood up on that back.
Wasn't he, bro?
Oh yeah.
Bro, he was
We gonna see more. Mama Thornton, we gonna see it.
But I see it. But my question is, when I was watching it, I was just like, bro, we don't got that no more. Like, we don't have no leaders, yo. Like, that are willing to go down like that. Like, to fight. Black Panthers, I saw the flaw. Right. I ain't gonna lie, I saw the flaw. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, fuck, bro. You like, what is the flaw? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say it, but maybe my
I saw your facial.
Oh, okay.
So what I meant by like the flaw was, it was back to understanding their age of how they were moving. So you saw everybody die. It was suicide missions. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? How is that? Just like I see the flaw in Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? But I don't believe in nonviolence.
Martin.
Yeah, I'm with Malcolm X 100%.
Okay. If you don't understand what Martin was doing, it's another conversation.
I never said I didn't understand that.
Okay.
I just said I didn't agree with everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just don't agree with it. Was he smart and strategic? Yes. But at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes, he was.
I think we're looking at that movie and learning the story of Fred Hampton. Like, it was like, if he's only 21, like, where are the mentors or like kind of the elder in that type of program or that strategy? You know what I'm saying? I think the mentality of like, I'm willing to die for this, but they shouldn't have been.
Somebody should have stepped in.
Shooting back and forth with the cop. That's crazy.
Saying. That was fucking up.
Yeah, that was crazy. But the mentality that should be there.
Intimidating is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think the mentality is okay, but going to that extreme, I mean, because
y'all didn't even have the manpower to do that yet.
Nah, hell no.
You get what I mean? Like, what the fuck was you doing?
3 of them at 10, 12.
You get what I'm saying? That was dumb as shit to me. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's why, and you're right. You should have had the elders come in, bro. I was just sitting there like,
I don't know if that was something that was present back then. Like that generation before them didn't have that. I would think that it should be there because they probably even endured it probably even worse.
Right.
But,
so what were we missing?
Most of them maybe were dead or in jail.
Yeah, that's true too.
But they did say that too, and they had moles.
Because that's kind of the Black Panther Party was like, no, we're not finna keep getting beaten no more.
Right.
We're not finna. They were taking it to a whole nother place, but they also provided free lunches,
which was crazy.
That was dope. I didn't know all that.
I didn't know all that.
Really, the Black Panther Party provided so much more than what. See, what the media tried to portray them as the Black KKK, and that's not what they were.
Right.
That's what they were trying to depict in some of the movie, I believe. The Mitchell cop.
They weren't on the black. They weren't on the KKK. Period. As much as you want to blame the KKK, you allowed them to do what they were doing. You know what I mean? As in government. The government allowed the KKK to do what they were doing.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Versus,
it wasn't no pushback on that.
That's my point. So how you gonna say they the fucking KKK when you acting like we're worse?
Yeah.
They were trying to call them the Black KKK.
Yeah.
But they did so much. They provided education.
They killed that mug though, dog.
It was amazing.
Everything.
Like, that movie was that's about a 9 out of 10 for me for sure, yo.
What made it not a 10 out of 10?
I would probably say I would have probably wanted to learn a little bit more about Bill and to figure out like why that position was what he had to take, and just maybe just some of his backstory, if anything. Outside of that, everything else was top.